I haven't got time to mark this motherfucker. Here we go again. We can't hear anybody. Nobody can talk to anybody.
You guessed it, Pressure Points with your two favorite hosts. I'm D, and this is my donkey boy AJ. We're coming at you with Season 6, Episode 4, No Arms, No Problem. You know what? It's a survival story today. So strap in, get ready, and find us on Instagram at PointsOPressure. Let's get to it, cuties.
Well, turn the fucking thing off, you dumbass.
First one of the season. We're here for it.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have, if you're not subscribed to us on Patreon, I was shamed in the last episode for not having a survival story ready. So here we are. We're back.
Yeah. And he listens to the whims of those.
Yes.
You know, of those.
Of one fan.
Of one fan. Yeah. Of those we are beholden to. One of them.
So, yeah, it's going to be a good one today. How was your week? How was your clinical?
It's been busy. That clinical was so long ago. Oh, yeah. So I was in postpartum. We had 4 patients. We discharged 3 of them. The 4th one was totally fine, but wanted to stay because, you know, kid needed a little bit more time.
Good.
So they sent home the nurse I was with, and I just stayed and just did homework.
Fucking piddled around.
I did the entire week of homework besides the assignment that I'm doing right now.
Damn, not bad.
And it's mostly done. I'm just kind of arranging a PowerPoint as we're doing this.
It's my episode, so you're not going to pay attention anyway. No worries.
Exactly.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Oh, good
so
shit.
How's your week? You do anything fun?
I mean, yeah, we fucking had I don't know if you remember this, but yesterday you, me, and the Goyles had a double date. I don't know if you remember.
No, I don't remember this at all. You'll have to tell me all about it.
No, we fucking went out and we watched that new M. Night Shyamalan movie. Shyamalan? I don't know.
It's Shyamalan. You can just say Shyamalan.
Knock at the Cabin Door?
Knock at the Cabin Door with Dave Bautista.
Yeah. Fucking...
And Rupert Grint.
Yeah.
And
Ron
the guy...
Weasley.
And the guy from Mindhunter.
Yeah, that you realize like an hour
after the movie, yeah.
Yeah, good movie. Obviously, if you've read the book, I read the differences between the two.
Mm-hmm.
A little different. Like,
yeah.
Definitely a different, like, more, it leaves you with more ambiguity in the book, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I'll tell you about him after so that I don't spoil it for anybody that wants to go see it. Honestly, I thought it was interesting. It's definitely not like if you're really, really tired, don't go see it because it's a lot of dialogue, but it's still really fucking riveting and good.
Yeah, I liked it. I think I'm glad I saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
It's probably one of those movies. Would I go out and watch it again? If someone's paying.
Yeah.
If someone's like, hey, come watch this. Okay, but I don't know if I'll seek it out again. Because, you know, those movies are kind of... Anything by M. Night Shyamalan, it's kind of like a one and done because you kind of know what they're going for towards the end.
Yeah.
That's kind of how he makes his movies.
I feel like the only thing would be like maybe like the first like opening credits scene. I feel like they had a few little like not spoilers but little Easter eggs in the opening credits when they're showing the newspapers. But past that, it really is one where it's like once you figure out the twist, you're like, oh, okay, well,
cool.
Now I know.
Yeah, awesome. Good story.
Movie's over. Great job. But yeah, still worth a watch. Like,
yeah, it was very well done.
If you don't go see it in theaters, it's not like
watch it on Netflix.
It's not one where it's like, oh, I have to have Dolby Digital surround sound. Like it's still a good watch. Dave Bautista though,
dude,
holy shit!
Every time I see that dude in another newer movie, I like him more. I think like he did a phenomenal job. Being like he was very emotional, he was very
unsettling, while not really knowing
body,
what the fuck is going on.
Just because of how he looks with the tattoos and being huge,
big guy,
super unsettling. But at the same time,
They also didn't.
gentle giant.
The thing is,
thing.
the thing I really liked about his casting, and I know that this is like we're not a fucking movie review podcast,
Yeah.
but fuck you, I like movies.
Yeah, movies are fun. We should do a movie review podcast.
Yeah, it'll be like the first 5 minutes of every episode.
Yeah.
And then we'll just end up cutting it. But I feel like they didn't rely on his size.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
straight
it
up,
wasn't.
I
It
agree.
wasn't like they could have cast anybody else in that role, and it would have worked. But his performance is what worked. Not like it's not like he was the big guy.
Yeah.
Like-
It's not like any The Rock movie
Yeah.
where they hire him to be a big guy.
To be the big
No,
intimidating
this
dude. It was like
guy-
you could have cast fucking like Harry Styles, and dude could have done the same performance. I
But-
mean, not the same performance. They
Yeah.
could have done the same role.
Could
It
have played the
wasn't
same character. It was not
yes.
dependent on
on
his
size.
physical looks at all.
Yeah, and he
But
did.
it definitely helped.
Yeah,
It was
it helps
really
with like
good.
yeah. But good. By all means, check it out. I got AJ into a Nike store, a fucking Corpo store.
Ugh. No, I got a jacket.
Forced you to buy something. Good job. How you like it?
It was on
I
clearance.
saw you wearing it today.
Oh, it was so comfortable.
yeah, shit's
I'm gonna wear it
nice.
to my clinical tomorrow because it's
Yeah.
the same color as my scrubs,
Oh hell yeah!
so I can get away with it.
Good shit.
I should wear my Crocs
Yeah, you should
as well.
do it.
No,
Great
into a
man.
hospital? Are you shitting me? The second that happens, I'm gonna get blood, shit, and
Just
vomit
just wrap
all
them
over.
in. Wrap your feet in Saran wrap. That'll be okay
Oh, yeah.
for being on your feet all
Very
day.
sweaty,
And no, it'll be fine.
blistery, maybe.
You're a dry boy. You don't sweat
Yeah,
your feet.
not at all. Mm.
But yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, it was good. We walked around a little bit, had some din-dins.
Froze a little bit. Had some white girl
Zupas.
dinner.
Yeah.
Surprisingly filled ourselves up on white girl food. So yeah,
But yeah, no, we had a blast
Nice
for
little-
sure.
nice little sandwich and salad. Soup
Oh
and
yeah, you got to get that half cob. Mm.
Shit was good though.
No, it was.
All right, well, let's get into
Well,
it.
I guess we'll get into it. So, arms or something? Like, so is this an anti-gun survival story?
Yeah.
Because no arms, no problem?
Yeah. Yep. No bearing of your arms. No problem.
What is this?
Yeah.
What is this? Some kind of communist authoritarian regime?
Jesus. All right, so to start it off in a very positive light and along the same lines, John Wayne Thompson.
Ooh, what a name.
Yeah, you better believe he was named after John Wayne, the actor. So John Wayne Thompson is an 18-year-old kid living in North Dakota in 1992. Mind you, this whole episode is going to happen in January in North Dakota. Like, this shit is...
In what year?
1992. It's cold, man.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he's named after John Wayne, the actor. If you would like an interesting story on John Wayne,
Oh, yeah, there you
check
go.
out the St. George,
Oh,
King of St. George.
Destructor.
Yeah, it's like season
The
2 or some
Destroyer
shit.
of St. George. St. George's Destroyer. Something like that.
I don't know. Look it up.
It's good, though.
Look it up. So, wild story has nothing to do with this, though.
No, nothing at all.
Now, John didn't work on, but his family, obviously, they're in North Dakota in the 90s, so you live on a farm.
Yeah, it's North
And-
Dakota. I mean, that's today.
Right. So, I mean, pretty standard stuff. It's not like this huge industrial farm or anything. It's not like they have, like, 400 fucking acres of land or whatever. It's kind of just like a small family-esque thing. So John's regular days are like tending pigs, working on the tractor, fucking tilling the fields, picking cotton, whatever. I don't fucking know what they grow there. So
Corn, probably.
Yeah, corn. So probably corn to feed the pigs, I would assume. So on January 11th, John's feeding the pigs, and I mean, it's just another fucking standard day. The family dog is with John, and so John's kind of playing with him while he's feeding the pigs. Like I said, normal day. John, I think he was an only child. I'm not positive if he had siblings, but the rest of the family is out. John didn't finish his fucking chores in time, so he had to stay back.
God damn it, John.
And feed the piggos. So, yeah, I mean, normal fucking day, dogs hanging out. Feeding the pigs isn't generally this taxing, like, you need to be locked in when feeding the pigs task. So, yeah, John's fucking around, playing with the dog a little bit, dumping shit into the feeder. But feeding the pigs, like, it's a little weird. Like, I mean, not weird, but they've got one of those fucking pig feed augers. And so they have, if you don't know what they look like, it's okay. I had to look it up on Google Images. So don't feel ashamed if you have to as well. Now, the pig feed auger is basically like you empty the feed into this funnel, and then it goes into like the actual motor that kind of helps break up pieces of it. It's cold. It's fucking January. So
Okay, rather than just
the feed
dumping
is kind
slop
of
in, you gotta like break
you're
it
not,
down.
Yeah, it's not like walking over and just throwing literal garbage into pig troughs. Like, they have a system for it. So you dump it into the funnel. The funnel feeds into this part that it twists around. It's called like what was it? I wrote it down somewhere. It's like the PTO. It's like a fucking motor shaft that it goes into that helps break it up so that it can fit into the auger piece that feeds it through the tubes. Now, if you don't know what an auger is, also okay.
Spinny drill bit.
Yeah, imagine like a pipe that has like a spiral coil around it, and as it twists, it'll basically like push stuff forward. Kind of acts as like a propeller in a way.
But instead of air, it's shit
pushing,
that you're feeding to pigs.
Pushing pig feed out. And it's so that it can lift it upwards, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Where's
just Google
my...
auger. That's going to be a
look
lot easier
look
than
up
verbally...
a pig feed auger.
Yeah.
And if you still don't get it, listen to my really bad description.
It works. It works.
Now, like most home run farm equipment, these don't go through like regular every like quarter safety checks or anything.
No, it's North Dakota.
Yeah, it's fucking
safety checks are communist.
It's North Dakota. It's the 90s, and it's a home run farm. Like, they're not selling corn to like Kroger, for God's sakes. So, obviously things are gonna go a little bit overlooked. I'm not gonna shame anybody for that. We should probably have a fucking guard over the table saw that we have. Who gives a fuck? It's weird
no,
shit
I actually
like that.
removed the guard from...
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Because it's trash. It was such trash.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. Is it's like you don't have to go through all these fucking like OSHA safety checks to own this stuff.
No, it's really easy.
You own
In fact,
you own your own fucking
saw
thing. You teach the people that are using it how to use it without like killing themselves, and generally you're okay.
No, the saw that we have actually came without the guard attached. Like, it wasn't installed. It was just
really?
on the side, and they were like,
"Hey,
install
put
it.
on."
You should install this.
And you're like, okay.
We are not liable if you do not.
Yeah, you just toss it out the window. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
But that being said, if you do own some of that crazy equipment, be fucking safe with it. Don't be an idiot. Because we like having you as a listener, and if you die using that equipment, we don't have you as a listener anymore. So
Yeah, and that sucks.
yeah, for us and maybe you.
Yeah, maybe.
So, usually on every other day of the week, John has his shirt tucked into his blue jeans. But since he's playing around with the dog, his shirt probably got a little bit loose. Now, while he's turned away, his shirt gets past an area that would normally have a safety shield in most other situations, and he gets wrapped up around the PTO, which stands for Power Takeoff Shaft. There will be a quiz afterwards.
Oh, very good.
Take notes.
I'm on it.
His shirt gets wrapped up in the Power Takeoff Shaft, which is in that like motorized area. And I mean, this isn't like a small pig setup or a small pig auger setup. It's a fairly big machine. And so his shirt gets caught in it. And the last thing that John can remember from before all of this is him spinning around the fucking shaft, which if you've seen other
Live Leak?
auger
Oh.
videos on Live Leak of Russian men working in factories next to fucking just
Yeah. In
I mean,
metal shops.
yeah, metal like
Dude, metal lathes are crazy.
yeah, dude, like that shit'll turn you to a mist fast as fuck. So yeah, John gets pulled into this thing, spun around like crazy, and he fucking blacks out from the pain, from the blood loss, whatever. And the next thing he knows is waking up, and his dog is sitting there just fucking licking his face. And John's like, what the fuck? Like, groggy as shit. Goes to push the dog away, but he can't. Both of John's arms were torn off just below the shoulder.
Nice.
Each side, both arms strewn about in the room. They're still intact, but like that shit's it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
So John kind of sits back and is like,
Well,
fuck.
shit.
Yeah, he's leaning up against a tractor tire, sits back, puts his head against it, and he's like, well, how the hell do I get out of this goddamn mess? So
The pigs are already feeding on his arms.
pigs are already fucking, those are gone. No. So he leans himself back against a tractor tire, props himself up on his two legs, and this is a farm. Like, neighbors are fucking miles away. So John stumbles out of the little farm, and his house is about 100 yards away. So, fucking armless, John stumbles over to the house.
He can't get in because he can't turn the doorknob, right?
That is his.
Shit.
That is his biggest hurdle. Step one: get inside the house. How the fuck are you gonna get in the house, AJ?
Kick the door. I don't know.
You don't have any arms. How are you gonna get into your fucking house? Doors are closed. It's fucking January. Like,
I'm gonna kick a window.
windows aren't open or anything. You're just gonna
I'm gonna
break
send
open
my
a
foot
window and
through a
fucking
window.
climb through.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's,
I mean, Project Zomboid it.
yeah, it's a fair point. Kick out a window. John, he goes a little bit more simple. John's a little more thoughtful about the things his parents own. I'm just kidding. But John actually goes up to the fucking door, and he grabs onto the doorknob with his mouth and fucking twists and
Ugh.
opens the door. Can you
Ugh.
imagine?
My
So
teeth.
when I read that, I thought about the whole like light bulb challenge that people were doing where they'd
Ew,
get
no.
fucking lockjaw, and I was like, that shit. That's what would happen to me.
Yeah.
I would happen to have like too large of a doorknob, and my mouth would get stuck on it, and I would just fucking bleed out with my mouth wrapped around the doorknob.
Yeah, seriously.
My parents get home and they're like, "What the
You're
fuck?" And I'm
hanging
just
there.
armless, hanging on the doorknob.
Jesus.
So
Speaking of which, we need to, the thumbprint scanner on the back door here.
Yeah.
We need to imprint our nose tips into it, just in case.
just to be safe,
Just in case
Yeah.
we lose an arm, or both our arms.
or you just pick up your arm with your mouth and then
Hey, there
slap
you
it on
go.
there.
Slap it on.
Bada bing.
That'll work.
So yeah, twists the fucking doorknob with his mouth, gets inside. Now his next big problem is calling 911, and it's 1992, so you don't have these fucking fancy. You don't have them fancy Apple iPhones that are touch to use your nose to dial the phone.
Hell no.
So what are you gonna do?
Not in my America.
What are you gonna do, AJ? How the fuck are you gonna call 911?
It's a landline, probably.
Yep.
Probably up on the wall. So you knock it off
Yep.
with your face, and then you peck 911 with your nose.
So John takes a little bit extra time doing this.
Of
one.
course he
I don't
does. He's a
agree.
simpleton.
I don't agree with his approach, but I mean it's effective if maybe you have like a big wide nose or something. So John actually goes and picks up a pencil with his mouth and pushes the keys.
I mean,
in.
all right, it
911.
works. You can
It
kinda
works,
see
yeah.
it.
And then after the call, John is the most fucking thoughtful dude. I swear
Yeah,
to God.
how kind of him is this entire
No,
time?
just wait for it. And so after the call, John he's starting to realize that he's bleeding out pretty fucking badly.
Yeah, no shit. He's delirious.
Yeah, he literally
That's why
has
he's
just
taking so much time. He's with every heartbeat. It's
out both arms, not just
Yeah.
like one spot. And he realizes that he's standing in the same room that his mom just had. She just got new fucking carpet. And so John's like, oh my God, I can't. How the hell do you get blood out of carpet? That's a complicated process. So he thinks, I know. I'll just go sit down in the bathtub. I'll keep all my blood in the bathroom.
Nice. How nice.
I'll keep it off of mom's new carpet. That way they don't have stains of me to remember forever after I fucking die of blood loss.
And then the police walk in.
Yeah.
He's in a bathtub full of blood, dead. Suicide. He tore off both of his arms.
He tore off the second arm with his teeth and threw it in the barn. So, yeah, John fucking stumbles into the bathroom, sits down in the bathtub, but on the way to the bathroom, John makes a very painful mistake. He has a fucking nerve ending hanging out of his arm.
Ooh.
And he bumps into the fucking counter.
Oh.
And this is...
I cannot imagine.
Oh, my God, dude.
Ugh.
I've recently read about, like, fucking loose nerve endings and shit.
Oof.
That stuff... It makes my skin crawl more
Yeah,
than
that
like,
is so
a
terrible.
splinter up under your fingernail.
No,
like,
that's fine.
yeah,
It's still
I would take that in all 10 fingers and all 10 toes
before one nerve bumping
before
into a
one
door frame.
exposed nerve ending and just like smashing that with my body weight against a
Oof.
fucking like countertop. So, yeah, he bumps into this fucking countertop and his mind just starts fucking I mean, this is the most pain you'll experience. Like,
Yeah.
Imagine, if you will, both of your arms have been removed. That's painful enough.
Yeah, that's
But-
painful enough. But you go into shock.
Yeah. The thing
You're
is,
like
his arms are gone, and he's still able to go. He bumps this fucking nerve ending, and his
And he
brain,
yeah.
like, he starts getting fucking dizzy. He's like, I'm gonna faint. This is fucking miserable. The dude doesn't have any fucking arms. Like, his arms were on his body 5 minutes ago, and a nerve ending bumped is the worst fucking pain you'll ever have. So he stumbles into the fucking bathtub. He's getting dizzy as shit. It might have to do with all the lost blood, might have to do with bumping the nerve ending. But he basically, like, he doesn't pass out, but he's just fucking woozy as shit in that tub. Bleeding out. He's having a nice little bloodbath. And the EMTs show up. They pick him up, and he remembers on the drive, like, to the ER, he's getting mad at him because they're cutting off his fucking cowboy boots. And he's like, I just bought these. These are brand new. And it's like, bro, these things are probably full of blood. They got to make sure
for
everything else is
sure.
okay. You got sucked into a fucking, like, auger, dude. They got to
Yeah.
make sure everything's good. I'm sure that his legs aren't in tip-top shape either. So, yeah, he's getting all pissed off at him for cutting off his cowboy boots. And they're saying, like, dude, there is literally no fucking blood in you. How the fuck are you alive? And he's over here on the bed in the ambulance, and he's like, oh, shit, you got to turn around. I think I left the fucking tractor on. Like, this
Oh,
dude,
my God.
he is...
Is he an idiot or is he considerate?
I
It's
can't
your
tell
vote.
yet. I can't tell. And he looks over and he realizes that there's one EMT there that has like a fucking black garbage bag, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, I know what's in that bag.
And it's got, I mean, yeah, it's got his fucking arms in there.
Yeah.
So he gets laid down on a table in the emergency room, and he remembers his arms being like a couple feet above his head.
Mm-hmm.
And he, like, I can't even imagine like the phantom pains
Oh my
that you would
God,
have
I can't. Yeah.
with your arms. Like, you can see them,
Yeah.
you have seen them, you know they're in the same room. They're not there, but you can still feel them. Like, fucking crazy. But I also don't know how quickly like that stuff ascends on your mind.
There's a lot of trauma going on right there. Yeah. Holy shit.
So, yeah. They load him onto a plane to rush him to Minneapolis because, I mean, it's there's no there are no doctors in North Dakota, dude.
All there is a homie down the road who can suck the snake bite venom out your penis.
There's a guy who knows how to put a pig intestine back into a pig, and that's it.
Yeah, right? That's as far as it goes.
That's the extent of medicine in North Dakota right now, in 2023 as well. So, yeah, they put him on a plane to fucking Minneapolis, and John, if you haven't noticed up to this point, he's led a fairly simple life. So this is John's first
time in Minneapolis?
Flight. No, first flight.
How nice.
This is first time flying anywhere. And he's a little nervous, but he's also really excited. And so he turns to the EMTs and he's like, hey.
They gave him morphine at this point, right?
Yeah, he's probably, I'm sure
that's why he's
totally
so excited.
Up, yeah. So they're like, we're going to fly you out. And he turns to him. He's like, can you prop me up so I can watch out the window while we fly? And they're like, no.
You're going to pass out.
You're going to
deprive your brain of blood.
It's going to be amazing if you survive the flight to Minneapolis. And so he's fucking butthurt about that. He's like, I can't look out the window on my first flight. Like, dude, you're going to have plenty more. It'll be fine if you could survive this. And he starts telling the med staff, he's like, my arms are really cold. My arms are cold.
Yeah, no shit.
And they're like, dude, you don't have any fucking arms. They're not cold. You don't have them. And he's like, I know, but they're freezing. And homeboy says they're freezing because they're on ice in the front of the plane.
Oh, my God.
Dude's making
he's
jokes.
He's high as shit, and he's making jokes. That's great.
Like, what the fuck? I would be passed out strictly from, like, terror. It wouldn't even be pain. I'd be like, this is the end. Even if they get these things back on, I don't want them. Just kill me. I had to spend time without an appendage. I'm out. And so he's making fucking dad jokes all the way to Minneapolis. They arrive at North Memorial Hospital, and they manage to get his arms reattached.
Damn.
The biggest caveat, though, is that, one, during recovery, they have to put him into a coma because, like, you're not going to be able to recover your arms if you're awake for a month. Like, you can't move your fucking arms. You can't.
But the instinct to move your arms is going to be there.
And it's there when you're sleeping. Ooh. Like, it's not just like, oh, you're awake all day and we'll, like, fasten your arms in place so that you can't move them. Like, you move any part of your body, your arms are going to react. So, yeah, they throw him into a fucking month-long coma. The other thing is that a lot of his motor movement is gone. So, he obviously, that's going to be the case, but he has to go through months of therapy. Yeah. And he, to this day, isn't able to, like, open his hand for, like, normal shit. But he can still, like, move his arms, move his wrists and everything. He just doesn't have fine motor function.
I mean, that's
pretty
shocking
obvious. I mean, at this point, it's just a fucking miracle that the dude is alive. Like, if he didn't have arms, it would be like, okay, wow, what a survival story. The fact that he has use of said removed arms that are his own and not off of a fucking, like, cadaver that somebody sold like a year before that have been on ice. So, yeah, I call it a win.
Yeah, I think that's a W.
Let's see. However, during his month-long coma, during his month-long coma, he actually gets a massive, massive blood infection.
Oh, yeah, from all the pig feed that was forced into his body.
Yeah, it's just pig feed stuck in some of the veins, and they slapped it back on there, and they super glued his arms back on.
Yeah, they didn't use any kind of antiseptic at all. They just jammed the arms back there and taped them on.
That's why they had to take him to Minneapolis, because the North Dakota doctor just duct taped him back on and was like, it'll grow together. It'll be fine. Be like that lizard tail.
You can get back to work on Monday.
Be like that lizard tail I pulled off a few years ago. And so he has his massive blood infection, almost fucking dies while in a coma, but he makes it out. And over the next couple of months, I mean, this is the 90s. They run fucking wild with this story.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
And I don't blame them. Like, it is a really crazy story of somebody surviving just by, like, a tragic farm accident. How many stories you know of people that lost both of their arms and managed to still survive and get both arms back?
Mm-hmm. Not many.
Right? Cameras and fucking reporters and everybody, journalists are going crazy. The boy who lived
Nice.
manages to survive and make it to his high school graduation in May 1992. And he, we'll get into that part, but like, it's a madhouse at his school. They like record the whole thing. It's like
I'm sure that's exactly what he wants.
National news and shit. They'll show the whole fucking, everyone in the nation will go crazy when John Wayne Thompson walks through and accepts his diploma.
A name for this.
Yeah, for real. Like, it feels like American propaganda.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Now, after he graduates, he actually gets flown out to D.C. And he meets the Clintons.
Wow.
Yeah. Bill was planning on asking him for a hand job, but realized that he couldn't open his hand. Okay, so the fucking power went out last night. If you notice the audio got a little fucky there, it's because it has been 24 hours since AJ and I last sat down across from one another at this table.
It's been a fun night.
It has been a very stressful, shitty day because I probably could have checked on this, but I was like, I know you have your clinical, so I was like, I'm not gonna text you and be like, hey, what's the password for the fucking computer?
I'm pretty sure you have it saved.
No, I deleted the message
my
after
God.
you sent it to me before.
I mean, that's good. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that.
But yeah, so all day I've been like, I'm just gonna wait for him to get home.
And let's figure
He can
this
pull it up, and
shit
we'll
out.
find out if we have to re-record everything. As you can tell, we didn't have to. Thank God. Adobe, fucking, what program is this?
Adobe Audition.
Yeah, better than. Can you imagine if we were still on Audacity? If Audacity hadn't fucked us over like 6 months ago, this would have
been bad.
This would have been a way worse night.
Yeah, we only lost about 5 minutes rather than the entire episode.
Yeah, which we were expecting to have lost
The
full
entire
episode. And I was
episode.
like, bro, I don't want to re-record this bullshit.
Yeah. So apparently there was a power surge or flicker of sorts. We didn't notice it. A couple minutes passed by. Another one happened where everything shut down. We panicked, and then the power was out until like 3:30 in the goddamn morning.
And I was up until then.
Yep.
I was up till 5, just like, fuck.
I was able to truly fall asleep once the power came back on. And then I was up to be at my clinical at 5:30.
Fuck that.
Which got home from the clinical, did my standard 1.5 to 2 hour post-clinical nap.
Yeah.
I got some mental health homework that I need to do tonight that I'm just going to write it on myself.
So you did
I'm
get
going through a mental health break right now.
You got your stuff submitted last night,
Yeah.
though, right?
Oh, my God. I totally forgot about that. See, that's how, like, crazy this has been. So last night, during the episode, I was just, like, I had finished all my writing, but I had to arrange it all into a PowerPoint. So I was arranging a PowerPoint during the episode. The power shut off. My laptop was already running on battery, and it's got like a 3060 in there. So it does not last long on battery.
Yeah, I feel that.
So I'm panicking. I'm like, I gotta finish this. I gotta finish this as quick as possible.
Battery power on this is like fucking 2 minutes.
Yeah, I got 10 minutes max, and there's no internet. I gotta hook up my phone.
Yeah.
And I did get that one turned in. I'm probably gonna get
Scrambling.
50% on that, and it's worth 20% my grade. So I'll pass
you
with a
should
90.
definitely reach out and be like, my power went out halfway through this, so I wasn't able to fully go back through and.
No, I'm not going to
clean
say
it
a
up.
single
Okay, that's
word.
fair.
Because if I say something, they'll actually read it.
Oh, I texted my boss last night, and I was like, hey, power's out. I might not be working tomorrow. Power came back on at 3:30. And I woke up at like 8 and was like, power's been fine. And I called in. I call, and they're like, please provide your name, the date, the reason for your call, and your supervisor's name. And I fucked it up so bad. Like, they tell me, and I just hang up. And then I called
wait.
back. So I was like, okay, one, I need to check the date. What's my fucking manager's
Why did you
name
choose
again?
to wake and bake before you called in?
I didn't. I wish I had. But called and like gave everything in like the worst fucking way. And
You're like, what's my name?
yeah,
and you
it was
just
like
give
fucking
D-A-J from
D,
PP.
D something. It's Monday, February 6th.
Monday, February 7th.
My reason I don't have power. It was like, and it's like me just waking up. So I'm like,
Oh my God. Yeah, that's exactly it.
it's Monday, the 6th of February. I don't have power, internet, and this is my manager's name. And I just hung up.
Nice.
Like, whatever. But, yeah. So I got the day off, slept in late as fuck because I fell asleep, like, on the wrong side of early.
Yeah.
Okay, so to pick up where we left off, sorry that this feels really disjointed and you guys were locked into the episode and then all of a sudden you're not. So he goes to meet the Clintons in D.C., like I said.
Insert about 5 minutes of blowjob jokes that we did last night.
Bill Clinton blowjob jokes, Bill Clinton sexual
Hands.
Harassment jokes.
Yeah.
Hand jobs under the fucking
Oval Office table.
Oval Office desk and everything. Yeah, all sorts of shit. And he ends up actually singing the national anthem at the start of a Minnesota Twins game, and he gets to meet his favorite player, Kirby Puckett.
Oh.
Yeah, real fucking name.
Well,
And
it really rolls
of
off
course,
the tongue. Very
of
memorable.
course, John Wayne Thompson is a fan of. Like, he's like, my all-time favorite player's Kirby Puckett. I don't know who Kirby Puckett is. I'm sure there are people that are like, wow, he changed the game. Fuck you. Okay. So, during an interview with John in 2021, a bit of a time skip.
Wow. Yeah, I forgot this happened in the 90s.
Yeah. He barely remembers any of this.
I bet that whole
Yeah.
time period is a blur. I bet they
Mhm.
were like,
Yeah.
head trauma doesn't exist and doesn't cause memory problems.
Yeah,
and
the amount of fucking blood loss that he went through,
Well, the
plus the blood
loss,
infection.
the blood
So-
infection, plus all the trauma to the
Oh, my
brain.
God,
like
yeah,
you're remember he spun around an
Yeah,
auger.
yeah.
It's like thump 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 thump.
Yeah,
That's
brain,
a major concussion.
That brain is
That's some
just
brain damage.
sloshing in there.
Oh yeah. Like,
But yeah, he
like
doesn't.
vodka in a
He doesn't
shaker.
remember meeting the Clintons. He doesn't remember his high school graduation. He does not remember the Twins game. There are interviews on 60 Minutes that he doesn't remember because 60 Minutes is
Damn.
the big fucking thing in the 90s. There's I can't even imagine how much his fucking body went through during that time.
That's a lot of trauma.
So he ends up around this time, shortly after, he remembers what I'm going to talk about here because this is what he talks about in the interview that I read of him. He ended up speaking all over the country, doing motivational speeches. Hey, if you lose your arms, this is what you can do. Survival speeches, whatever. And any of the money that he made, he sent over to the United Blood Services because he was like, they are what saved my life. It was without...
Damn, what a bro.
He's like, blood was what I needed. Even if they didn't get my arms back on my body, if I didn't have blood donations, I would have
you'd be
fucking
dead,
died.
yeah.
So, do a blood donation. Do
You
a
should.
fucking
You
blood
really
drive.
should.
And about 10 years after the incident, he wrote a book called Home in One Piece, which...
He was not home in one piece.
Well, he came home in one piece, but he left home in three
I'm
pieces.
sure he left a lot of nerve tissue around.
Oh, I'm sure. And he actually has plans to make his experience into a movie, but that one's kind of iffy. My guess is that it's just a quick little How I Survived tidbit. That's probably what will get picked up.
It's going to be a YouTube original.
Yeah. A Hulu original. And his story actually saved a kid in Arkansas who this kid got his hands sucked into a chicken feed and it ground them up to fucking nothing.
Ooh, yeah.
The kid initially was like 11 or 12 years old, I think. And after it happened, the kid just like sat down in the chicken coop and was like, well, this is how I died. Like, there's a door there. How the fuck do I get out? But he remembered the story of
teeth.
John Wayne Thompson. And so he used his mouth to open up the door, which strangely had a fucking dildo instead of a handle. I don't know why.
Yeah, you had to come to open for some reason.
I probably shouldn't make a fucking dildo joke about an 11 or 12-year-old kid. Never mind.
Actually,
I
never
rescind
mind.
that. It was a normal
cut
door
that.
handle.
It was a normal door.
Normal door handle.
French door. It was a
Yeah.
French door. He was very wealthy.
Yeah. It's been
I
a fucking
rescind
it's been a
that.
day for my
Sorry,
brain. Sorry about that.
Oh my god.
So yeah, the kid managed to fucking save himself as well, but I highly doubt they were able to put his hands back on.
Maybe. Probably not.
And yeah, at a book signing, this is my favorite part of the whole interview. At a book signing, this fucking guy tried to fight John because John wouldn't shake his hand. The guy walks up and
Shit.
He's
he
like,
shake his hand.
and John's like, I can't, like, I'm not gonna shake your hand because he can't open his fucking hands, dude.
What are you gonna do? Limp fish me?
Yeah, I guess he's had like a handful of hand. He's had a couple of people like get just super shitty about.
You got
like,
two arms that ain't
certain
broken?
little things, yeah. But yeah, the story of fucking John Wayne Thompson.
I love
the amount of times I've wanted to say John Wayne Gacy in this.
so many times
has been a struggle.
I've thought that every time you've said his name.
I go John Wayne, and my brain's like Thompson.
Thompson.
Gacy. I'm like, oh fuck that,
Fuck.
Thompson. So yeah, that's the episode. We fucking did it. We're sorry. I mean, I'm not terribly sorry that it's a day late.
No, I'm sorry. It's a day late.
It's just an unfortunate circumstance.
Sucks.
Yeah.
The weather fucking sucks.
Yeah. Let's have. I feel like this is gonna be kind of a normal occurrence with the way the environment is headed.
I hope not. I don't
hope
know
not.
a lot about it, but it was thousands of people were impacted. And it was a problem with a substation. So
I see.
there was a car accident.
This is fucking
Maybe.
neo-Nazis again.
Maybe it's the neo-Nazis in North Carolina.
Fucking
Ugh.
Utah neo-Nazis. But yeah, sorry that this came out a little bit late, but thank you for sticking around and listening to it on Tuesday
this
instead
is what,
of Monday.
Yeah, this is what happens when you peer pressure D into doing a topic that he's not ready for.
What?
You got peer pressure to do a survival story.
Yeah,
and
the
now
power wouldn't have
God's
fucking gone out.
wrath
Yeah.
has
My
smited us.
sweet Lord baby Jesus wouldn't have done this to me if I had gotten to choose my own topic, but instead I was shamed. I was shamed into doing
6-pound,
this.
2-ounce bearded baby Jesus out in the manger with the donkey and a zebra or something.
Yeah, this wouldn't have happened if I didn't.
Yeah.
If I wasn't legally and obligated and forced into doing a survival story. You know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
All right, you got
All right,
Patreon.
yeah. This is going to be short, sweet, and to the point. Patreon.com/points of pressure. Extra episode a month. Bunch of extra other stuff, too. We got the board. I had to open it. The chair people, of course. They make all the decisions. So if you don't like the direction this episode took, we cleared it with them first.
Yeah. This was their idea and one other person.
Yeah. So Nordic Thunder, Mini D, and Toddle Waddle, thank you guys for being chair peoples and messaging me when I upload empty files. Let's hope that doesn't happen this time. And then, of course, we've got Abby, AJ's Third Nut, Thomas, Dark Runner, D's Nuts, and Laura Robo. Thank you guys so much for supporting us, even when we have these little bumps, hiccups.
Thank you for trying to keep the lights on in the place.
Yes. Thank you for doing everything you can to keep the lights on.
And as always, if you have any recommendations for anything, books, movies, TV shows, music, articles, show ideas, what the fuck ever, if you just need somebody to talk to, by all means, reach out to us on Instagram at @pointsofpressure or email us at ppdnaj@gmail.com, and we will catch you guys next Monday. if the power is willing. Nice.